Can you just get us through the app that you have developed?
The app that I just launched is called Gratitude Genie. It's available on the Play Store, and it is developed with keeping in mind, keeping mental health in mind, to actually have an impact on everyone's mental health on a everyday basis. As you must be aware, the current situation is not so great, and negativity is just spreading all around us like wildfire. So anxiety, stress, and fear must be very common right now. So this app is supposed. My long-term goal is to help people feel grateful for small things on an everyday basis, so as to improve their outlook towards life and have a healthy self-talk with themselves.
Happiness can be found even in the darkest of time if one and only remember to turn on the light. Hello everyone, my name is Ajay. Welcome back to our show wherein we try to show how common men can succeed in their life just by pushing their limit and thinking out of the box. So today, in today's interview, we're gonna meet a founder of Gratitude Genie conversational app, which helps the users to get motivated towards the life and get out of depression. So let's know more about the founder Prathamesh Vaidya and his app in our conversation. So let's go. Hi Prashanth.
Hi Ajay.
So first of all, thank you so much for being on our Brain Unbox show. I would like to start off the interview with asking direct question is, can you just get us through the app that you have developed?
Sure. The app that I just launched is called Gratitude Genie. It's available on the Play Store, and it is developed with keeping in mind, keeping mental health in mind, to actually have an impact on everyone's mental health on a everyday basis. As you must be aware, the current situation is not so great, and negativity is just spreading all around us like wildfire. So anxiety, stress, and fear must be very common right now. So this app is supposed. My long-term goal is to help people feel grateful for small things on an everyday basis, so as to improve their outlook towards life and have a healthy self-talk with themselves.
So how it works?
Sure, it's basically like an interactive gratitude journal, wherein like you have a bot that's basically reminding you of the little things that you can be grateful for, even if you don't have anything to be grateful for. And it's got great themes, and it reminds you on an everyday basis with positivity and several quotes, etc., etc. It's supposed to be like a friend or a therapist in some sense, so that like you're not bored otherwise just jotting down something on a paper, by ensuring complete privacy.
Okay, so that's really nice. If definitely the app that have developed can solve the problem of the humans which are already in the current situation, and they are facing the problem and the negativity, and actually the depression, the problem, the depression, and the, also getting demotivated. So of course, if your app can solve the problem, definitely it will help a lot of people to get a positive outlook and to get motivated towards their life. So with this, I would like to go back to your childhood, and I would like to know how was your childhood and when and how your programming journey started.
Sure, my childhood is absolutely nostalgic. My basic journey into programming started with maybe introduction to COBOL and like maybe QBasic, etc. And it's slowly progressed towards HTML and building small websites, and then to inter-school competitions, and I got fascinated into building something, and that eventually progressed, and I took up engineering and computer science, and I just graduated last year. So that is that, and like basically problem solving, became very passionate in problem solving through technology. I've been a part of various solutions that I've built for my college. Like we've built an Alexa skill kit that basically helps campus freshers find their way around campus, and we also built a very efficient attendance system. Basically, bringing down the total attendance time to less than 30 seconds, and also completely eliminating proxies. And these are all small things I was part of, and also I've been a very active avid reader as well throughout college.
Okay. So can you just also mention about the hobbies?
Sure. My hobbies are I like to write. I write on Quora from time to time very regularly, and I'm also a very avid reader. I like to read, and now I've started consuming audiobooks very frequently because I believe it's a very efficient way, because basically by reading books you consume someone else's life, you download someone else's life in less than a week, someone's entire life in less than a week. So that's something very fascinating, and I also like to volunteer. In my college days, I've regularly volunteered as well. So those, and cricket something I'm definitely passionate about.
Okay, so as you touch upon the books, so I would like to know how many books have you read as of now?
I'm not sure of the count, but I'd say more about 20-25.
Okay, so what are the top 3 books that your favorite books that you would like to recommend as well?
Sure. Out of the box, I can think of Elon Musk's biography by Ashley Vance. I think it's a wonderful read for young people who are aspiring to do something in their life. It would give them a lot of self-belief. And then the second book is Deep Work by Cal Newport. It explores a very scientific way of working and getting into flow and working efficiently, and it introduces a new concept called deep work. And the third thing is Atomic Habits. Third book I would like to recommend is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a very well thought of and very well articulated book about the power of habits, and how one can actually conquer negative habits and build positive habits without much of an hassle.
Oh, that's really nice. That the 3 books that you have recommended definitely it may help to the people who want to do something out of the box, and definitely who wants to develop a reading habits, and this kind of the books which can actually motivate them to read more. Now that's really nice of the books that you have recommended. Now coming to the point, I would like to know, since you have developed an app, so you must have faced so many challenges. So while working on your ideas, so can you just name a top 3 challenges that you have faced and how you overcome on it?
Yeah, challenges are several. One was because I would say I was not really used to the mobile ecosystem. I was from a web development background, so getting used to that took some time. And after that, it was about the app features that I had to implement. One was user privacy. I had to ensure nobody would be really comfortable storing your personal entries and user journal into someone else's server. So I had to think of ways of achieving privacy, and also the bot conversation. It's still a challenge because it shouldn't feel very artificial when you're talking to someone, even if it's not real. So it has to be natural, and there are so many things a user can say, and the bot has to get it right. It is difficult, and it's a challenge, and that is the challenge. And third thing I'll say was maybe keeping myself accountable and time bound, because idea is just an idea, right? You have to at the end of the day anyways turn ideation into execution, basically execute your idea. So all these are some of the challenges I faced while developing this application.
Okay, so how you overcome on these challenges? So what was your key driving force to stick to your plan, stick to your idea, no matter now what are the challenges you are facing, no matter what are the difficulties you are facing? So what was the key driving force behind you?
Yeah, great question, Ajay. My key driving force was definitely belief and self-belief and motivation, because I mean, it's a long game. You're not going to make the app in one day or two, right? You're going to encounter bugs, and you may not be able to know how to implement the features. So keeping yourself motivated, I mean, positive self-talk is very important. Maybe like also talking to people who encourage you, that also helps. And other than that, like keeping myself time bound help. Like I force myself to participate in a hackathon conducted by Facebook as well, so I can submit this application way before the deadline, so that everything is time bound and I have something accountable for. Because if you're not keeping yourself accountable, then your ideas can just really stretch and it may never get done. So that is that. And constantly exploring and researching how the problems can be overcome. Like I mean, the internet is an absolutely wonderful treasure of information, and I continuously just persevered and kept searching for options and how I can tackle the problems.
Okay, so as you just said, you just keep motivating yourself. So what usually you do to motivate yourself?
It depends on where I'm stuck basically, because maybe like I'm annoyed that my feature isn't working, or it can be a lot of things. So sometimes I just take some time out to unwind if I'm really not getting it. That actually helps. Maybe like because the next time you come at it, you are fresh, and you'll be able to solve it with maybe a better perspective. And talking to someone definitely helps. Those and self-belief and motivation, this is something you have to keep doing on a regular basis, and you have to charge yourself. So also try writing things down, like maybe small things also. It helps a long time, because it's like I said, it's not a one day thing. It's something that it's gonna take time. And so those are all the things that I did in my journey.
Okay. So when I get demotivated or when I get stuck somewhere, so usually I click YouTube videos, a motivational video which actually encourage you to do more. And I also like to read the books, as you also you mentioned about the reading some books. So when I get stuck, so of course I like to read the books, some motivational books, which actually then encourage you to go out of the comfort zone and all, and move ahead a little. That's really nice. Just based on this, again, based on what you have just said right now. So, who has been your greatest inspiration?
Yeah. From my personal life, it's always been my parents, and especially my mom. I would also like to add that like my mom was another key factor in me like developing this gratitude journaling app, because I found like gratitude is something my mom always had in her naturally. She always found something other than to be grateful for, like irrespective of what she goes through, irrespective of any hardship. So she turns her story around. So that is something I observed, and yeah, I'll say my mom is definitely an inspiration in my personal life. And from the world, or overall in a general way, like I guess anybody who has an impact in someone else's life, I look forward to. Maybe it can be Elon Musk, or it can be APJ Abdul Kalam, or it can be MS Dhoni, Virat Kohli, or anybody who has actually had an impact on someone else's life.
Right, absolutely right. As you also rightly mentioned about the APJ Abdul Kalam sir. Of course, every Indian is inspired by the APJ Abdul Kalam sir. And of course, when we talk about the youngster, all the youngsters, especially who actually wants to go out of the box something, they always follow to the APJ Abdul Kalam. And even I do follow to Sir APJ Abdul Kalam. Prashanth, I just would like to know, what was the biggest fear and how you manage that fear? Means, so when we actually when we have an idea in our mind, and just we have an idea, but we actually fail with taking the first step just because of the fear. So what was your biggest fear at that point of time when you had an idea and you wanted to execute it, and how you manage that fear?
Yeah, that's actually a great question again, Ajay. The fear in general, like, is that like maybe it can get overwhelming at times. The things they're trying to build, let's say it can be a game, it may seem like very huge, and definitely not achievable in a short period of time. But what you can actually end up doing is like you don't need to worry about the big picture right now. You can just focus on dividing your problem into chunks and then focusing only on one chunk at a time. Just forget about the rest of them and just focus on just one tiny chunk at this particular point of time. And once you're done with that, you just take the next step, and then you just take the next step, and eventually you would have come so far that it doesn't make sense for you to just turn back at this point, because you've already covered 3/4 of the journey. You might as well just finish the journey. So that was my what the issues I faced, or like maybe it can get overwhelming. But if you just break the problem down and then just think about this, I think eventually you learn to love the journey, the process.
So now let's talk about Prashanth Vaidya personally. About the Prashanth personal life and how Prashanth spends his whole day. So Prashanth, can you just outline your typical day?
Yeah, right now I guess everyone's typical day is not their typical day. The schedule is has turned topsy-turvy. But on a regular day, I like to get up early, maybe like around 6-7, and then try to take a run. Or I also recently started getting into the habit of meditating, and then some coffee, things like that. And like I mentioned, I like to spend time with in audiobooks, and like I also like to spend some time on YouTube. YouTube is something that I really like, and then the majority of the day is just devoted to coding and just building personal projects, maybe freelance projects, things like that, and then like connecting with friends and family. That's also, I guess, very important, and that's how my typical day looks like, I guess.
Yeah. So as you rightly mentioned about your day totally comprises of just reading the books, audio book, and also watching YouTube videos. It actually encourages you a lot to take your further steps. That's really nice. So now I just can you just help us through recommending a very 3 steps, the major steps which can help the youngsters who wants to do something out of the box but just failing because of lack of awareness of that market or that field. So can you just recommend those 3 steps?
Sure. Yeah, these are the 3 things I would like to tell to my younger self as well. One would be like to not like when you're starting out to code, or when you're starting out to explore technology, or when you have an end goal in mind, try not to spend a lot of time in just tutorials, just blindly watching tutorials, and like I think it's something I've done in the past as well. It just doesn't work out really well. It's just a passive way of learning. So you can just follow some tutorials and then get into action right away. Try building something out of it, and when you get stuck, maybe like try to go online again and try to learn tutorials. And this way, your learning, the way of learning becomes very active. So I guess like that is something I'd like to say, like not to just spend time on just analyzing things like whether this technology is better than that technology. It doesn't matter. Like I mean, technology is just going to change. So what you have to do is like get into the habit of problem solving. So that is one advice. And the second advice would definitely be, I would encourage people to be a part of community. It can be like college clubs, or it can be just online clubs. Like there are so many like communities for coders, podcasters, or writers, or there are platforms like Stack Overflow, Product Hunt. So when you're a part of a community, it's actually it gets easier to sustain motivation on a longer for a longer duration. And third advice would be, I guess, like it would be about self-belief and just believing yourself. Like write down your ideas, like already mentioned, write them down, and just believe that you can actually have an impact. Like you are capable of doing it, and just believe and get out of the rat race. Really, like just think for yourself, and I guess like it's very important for every one of us to believe that we can have an impact on the world, and only then like, can the world have an impact. So I guess these are the small advices I'd like to give to my younger self or anyone who's just starting out to.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Prashanth, just sharing your that wonderful thoughts and the steps that you have recommended. We hope and definitely those steps that you have recommended will help them in achieving their success in their life. And also, of course, those who are actually failing because of a lack of awareness of that field and steps to be taken. Definitely, your steps definitely may help them to achieve their success. So Prashant, thank you so much once again to join us, and thank you so much for your valuable time given to us and the wonderful thought that you have shared with us.
Thank you so much again, Ajay, for having me. It was a lovely interview.
Thank you. So if you love the video, please like, share with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified. By the time, stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.